Okay, so I decided to try out the MacBook Air M3 for a week, and here's the thing. I'm coming straight out of Windows. Like, the current PC I'm using is the GT1 Mega mini PC. I mean, it's cool and that, but like, it doesn't have a GPU, and when creating long form content, I'm sorry, like, it doesn't really work out most of the time. Because this GPU has an integrated GPU, yeah, you know what I mean. But I decided that I was gonna grab something new, especially something portable for me to use most of the time when I'm just around doing something, or if I wanna touch grass, for example. I don't want something stationary for now because in the future, I am literally trying to build myself a new PC and we might just see how that works. So the plan is super simple. See if this thing works at home, in my office, for traveling, projects, every single place I can, just to see where this thing performs best and where it doesn't really perform the most. So we might just see how this thing works, or else I might just, build myself a new PC and just stick with Windows throughout. So without further ado, let's get this video started. So the MacBook I actually grabbed is the base model M3, which has a 16GB of RAM, a 256GB of storage, and it also has an 8-core CPU and a 10-core GPU, which is super nice for multitasking, light video editing, and it just feels and runs super smooth. And I even threw in some heavy video edits on my Premiere Pro, which in my surprise, this one really handled it well, better than my Geekom GT1 Mega, and also my laptop that I basically use. So this thing is super nice to have, although it did have some jitters when pushing too hard, but overall it handles my workflow kind of nicely. So when it comes down to the design, I went for the Starlight color because I mean this thing looks super clean, it looks super nice to hold. And I mean, this one doesn't collect as much fingerprint as the darker ones. And although Apple might say, oh, this is fingerprint resistant and all that, you can say fingerprint resistant all you want because this thing is still gonna collect fingerprints over time. But I still like the way this looks on a daily basis. I mean, I wouldn't go for something else rather than the Starlight. Maybe the baby blue or something like that, but like I felt like this was exactly what I saw first. And that was just a first impression for me, so I just decided to go for the Starlight version. But overall, this thing is super nice. It's clean, portable. I mean, the charger is also super small. You don't really need to stress with anything compared to other chunky, other laptop right there, because I also have the Lenovo IdeaPad, which is like huge, humongous, and you can see the fans behind. And when this thing actually starts going, bro, you can't stop it. And the chargers as well, they're like 5 kilos, so that's just like a brick, so don't even go there. So this is something that really saved me on a daily basis. Like I would go for this 110% every single day. Although the MacBook Air is super brilliant for portability and everyday use, I mean, you're getting 2 USB-C ports. I believe they are Thunderbolt 4. They are fast, but that is just what you get. No SD card slots, no HDMI, nothing else. I mean, come on, Apple. Come on. And if you're someone like me who constantly transfers footage from a camera or connecting multiple devices, then you have to be reaching out most of the time. You might get a little bit frustrated. And to be honest, it would have been super nice if Apple just added 1 or 2 more ports. I mean, that alone would have made the Air so much creator friendly. And another thing that actually shocked me is the display of this thing. Like the liquid retina display has been super amazing. It has been better than some of my larger monitors. Watching YouTube, editing videos, and even just script writing on this feels super great. And it's just one of those simple details that actually makes you just want to keep using this thing. I mean, the display, the IPS display, like, blows my mind. And I was actually happy that I went for the base model because the base model is exactly what I wanted, and also the price. I mean, I would have gone for a pro model, but that would just cost me like 1500 or even more, which I don't really feel like I want to pay for Mac. And like I said, I am a Windows user. I have always been a Windows user. So that money, I might just use it to spend on building myself a new PC, something stationary that would actually handle everything I throw at it. So if I'm carrying something portable, I'm thinking maybe something super light. I don't really need to overdo it with the prices and the performance, because that wouldn't be something I use often. I'd rather just use a beefy PC than using a laptop, for example, to carry all my loads. So that is what it is. So if you're somebody who just like casual video editing, like YouTube videos, vlogs, all that light content creation, then this one is super good. And another thing I really like is that this doesn't really have a fan, unlike my laptop right here, which really sounds super crazy like a jet engine every single time it goes on performance mode. That is why I really like the MacBook. Like every single time it stays cool. I mean, whether you're at home, cafe, or just hanging out with people, whenever you pull this out or try to render a file, for example, or maybe just like export a file, you don't really hear anything, and it's just super nice to actually own. I mean, once you step into Apple's ecosystem, you get hooked, because I found myself literally answering text messages on my MacBook instead of my phone, which was just super cool to actually do. My screen time on my phone went down significantly, and also AirDrop was just super nice. I could move files from my phone, my iPad, to my MacBook. It was just super nice, seamless, didn't need to stress anything. And like this was something I really needed, because normally I would need like that external app to move files from one place to the other. But now I just felt like everything was super fluent. Like it was super nice to use. Although the MacBook is super nice and on paper it sounds super great and all that, I mean, it's not the best. I'm just gonna say it. Like, if you want to go for something, you probably would want to go for a pro version, but this only applies if you are somebody who work with projects that are huge, for example, so you get the best out of those performance, like a pro version, for example. But if you're a casual user, then just stick with the Air. Now, as somebody who comes from a Windows use, I really enjoy the Mac, but the learning curve is just a bit of a pain. Like settings, you know, trying to find how to use shortcuts, for example, all that stuff. I mean, it's not hard, but it just takes a lot of patience to go in from one place to the other. I mean, let's just put it like this. You've been using iPhone for the rest of your life, and from nowhere, you try a Samsung phone, for example. It is just gonna feel like a jungle. Like it is gonna feel weird. And that is what I'm feeling right now. I mean, it is good, you could use it, but there are some things that just kind of makes that friction. And after a week, I really like the PC, I'm super happy with it, but that learning curve is just, it's a pain sometimes. Gaming and all that, do not even try that, because this PC, like Mac in general, are not compatible for most gaming, so you just have to hold yourself to Windows. Now, one of the issues that I really don't like is basically playing games on the Mac, and not all games are compatible for the Mac as well. Like I have a lot of list right here of games. I can only play like 3 games, and that's like Dota 2, Counter-Strike, and some other games. And the only game I could basically download was Dota 2, and this is just gonna be super interesting. I don't know if you guys can see, but I actually have a fan behind me, because like it's blazing hot at the moment. And I mean, it's a little bit laggy. You can see every time I press, it kind of like takes a second before it loads. And the quality, not the best. Me, I normally play game on my PC, for example, so not being able to play my favorite games on the PC, it kind of killed the vibe a little bit. I mean, it feels a little weird, but if you want to really play, then you can just go for stream gaming. Like you can stream on Xbox Live, for example. That is just super great. But if you're gonna download a game and all that, then I don't think it's actually worth it. That is why I think this PC is for students, casual users, content creators who just like that light video editing. You know, you don't really want to go over to that Mr. Beast. And also I would say designers, because of the Retina display. I mean, the display is just unbelievable. You get the most accurate colors ever. So that is why I would say designers for this. If you're a graphic designer, industrial designer, or any designer of any type, if you just like to video edit for somebody or for a client, something casual, then this is your PC. But after 1 week of using the MacBook Air M3, it's super solid. But since I'm building a new PC with the RTX 5080, I would say that this has been my daily driver. Like, I have been using it for almost everything I could possibly do, and it has been a super fun experience to use this, even though I've never had that experience with a MacBook before. But this was just super nice. After 1 week, I understood what I needed to do, and I really liked it. But there are some places where I felt like I needed the performance, the power to kind of help me, like video editing, gaming, and all that stuff. It kind of lacked there. So that is where I feel maybe this might not be the right PC for me. Maybe I might just go for something of the Pro variant. Who knows in the future? But let me know if you have a MacBook Air M3. Write in the comments what you think. But if you're planning on buying one, I really hope this video helps. So without further ado, see you guys next week.